Alright, hey guys, welcome back to On the Road Truck Simulator. Back with part 24 now, gameplay. Oh, we're getting through it now. Going to be in the mid-20s very soon. I've done so many videos now of this game now and can't believe how far I've gotten this. Doesn't feel like this long ago since I've done my first video, and now we're in part 24 now. I was saying in the previous video that I've got all the way through part all the way through all these, done so many videos on this game, so you see how much coverage I've been doing for the past couple of months now with this game, and yeah, it seems to be it always seems to be a good chill out game. I could just play this game and just chat to you guys. This is what this is all about. It's when you're trucking and want to do stuff like this, you want to chat as well while you're driving, so this is what it's about. So yeah, we're back 24 now. Of course it's the same place that we pretty much left off in the last video when we're actually in this fuel garage again, petrol station again. I should have actually reversed my truck actually, because I'm not actually in the actual way by at the actual trigger point actually, so I need to try and get myself up for fuel. So yeah, of course here as a such a Bringo van trying to get in there, and I'm just blocking its way here, the truck just patting it here. But the last time with all the cars just sitting in front of me and over behind me as well, so yeah, it's the same. So yeah, of course, I think we're in Numberg at the moment. This is where we kind of left off, and so same place where we were in the last video. Of course, I don't think I'll be bothered refueling actually at the moment, because I'll need to reverse the truck and turn it around, so I'll probably go to another fuel station on the autobahn or something. So yeah, we'll get a delivery done for you now. Let's do something. Let's get something sorted. Let's see what we do. I don't know actually. It's just lying in the corner there. I don't know. I think Stuttgart would be decent, don't they? I think it's Stuttgart. I don't know. I'll try to find one for Stuttgart. That'd be a decent journey. Of course, we're in Numberg at the moment. This is where we were in the last video, of course. I mean, in the last video. I need to keep saying the road names again actually. I remember before the previous patch, they didn't show you the names of the roads, it only shows you the actual cargo, like seven portions of that, or eight stacks of that or something, like you can see what road it was. So they fixed that now, apparently. They didn't show the names of the roads for the previous patch. Oh, let me do that again. I feel a bit of a mistake there. I don't know where I'm going now. Yeah, I'll get a road. Stuttgart would be decent. I don't even know if there's any to Stuttgart. No, we're not. On that one. I'll get one soon. There's Munchen as well, which could be another place. I just feel with me, if I find a road to Stuttgart, then I'll hopefully get something sorted. Doesn't seem to be any at all. No, otherwise no Stuttgart roads. It's randomizing them, so it could be any. It could be anywhere, I guess. There's no Stuttgart ones. That would be a journey as well. Let's try another place actually. Let's try truck service. Let's see what they've got on. Let's see what they've got. Let's have a decent journey. We were Kettle the last time, so we could go back to Kettle again and drive a Kettle. Kettle seems like a decent journey again, to drive ourselves back up. Let's go back to Kettle. That Kettle will be Kassel, I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Kassel, Kassel, that's the word. That's two headlights. And so yeah, we'll have to drive ourselves to the truck service course. So we'll just hop ourselves in, and I actually need to sweep myself off actually. Yeah, I do. Got 7 minutes in the clock, so I better sweep this off. So should be daylight now. Yeah, and early morning now. And dawn, I guess. Going to see it. Let's head off. So the car eventually will get its fuel. It's been sitting there for the past 10 minutes. Even before I went on stream, the car was actually pretty much sitting there the past 10 minutes, and when I started this game up pretty much. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully you're enjoying my gameplay. Remember in the last video I was talking about trucks and stuff like that in the last video, and I was talking, of course, I had that bug with the barrier. I wondered, oh, this truck's done it as well. I'm kind of thinking myself that truck's going to come around the corner there and it's going to hit the barrier. And it done it there again. So we're going to have all that was being a thing now in the game. It'll just be the case that you're going to hit the barrier on the truck. I mean the barrier. So yeah. With your truck and that, so yeah. So yeah, I hope you are doing well. I'm bringing you so many videos of this game now, like it's just quite surprising. I've got this far through it now, like 25, which is quite an amazing number actually. Yeah, quite an amazing number. I don't know if it's a milestone for me as a gamer playing this for the past few months. I mean, I've done so many videos. Oh, I think I'm gonna get myself stuck here if I'm not careful. Yo, yeah, stuck there. Yeah, almost stuck there. I've got at least I don't have the gigaliner. The gigaliner would never fit in this bit here, so I wouldn't really have the choice to use the gigaliner at the end of the day. The gigaliner wouldn't fit in this slot, and this weight by it's too small to fit in there. So you kind of need to get something like this instead. I'm getting through level 5 now. Level 5 is coming along quite nicely now as well. Ready to buy a new truck again. Maybe get a tractor unit or something, an tractor unit maybe at some point as well. But we'll stick with this one, the GDX. 420 of course. 420 horsepower. Like I was saying previously, it's not a powerful truck, it's kind of like a sort of standalone, sort of normalised, I guess it's a powerful normal truck. There's a truck coming, I don't know if I'm going to feel it, I'll have to feel it now because I've done it already, so hopefully he's not going to hit me. With the AI should have improved a lot, so surely there's not going to be a problem with trucks hitting the roads. I mean hitting the behind me and that. Let's go this way again. So yeah, oh no, this coast is gonna hit. Oh, this coast is hit as well. Look, I have to nudge it a wee bit so we can actually. That's what I need to do, so we can actually get in. It needs a bit of a nudge. That's why I was trying to do the truck on the last video. I was trying to kind of do that as well, so we can get around the corner. I might need to kind of change the path of the eye. I think needs to be kind of changed a little bit, maybe just a wee bit, maybe to make it a bit wider, go through the corners. Because I think they're going a bit too close. Possibly, there must be going so close. So maybe they'll do that as well. Change the path of the eye. I don't know when. They'll definitely start eventually. So the VI path will probably get modified, I guess. Eventually the traffic and that, they'll probably fix all that so the things aren't backed up all the time. Stop them sort of hitting the barrier all the time and stuff. Let's go through the other side. Go try and get to this light. I think I went too fast there. Yeah, right quick. Let's go to this view. This view might be a bit better. I hear the truck a bit louder as well. I'll see if the retarder actually works. I'll never see if that works or not. I know they fixed that, I've implemented something into the retarder. I keep forgetting how that works. I don't know. See the light test. I've never done a light test in this truck before actually. Let's see if the lights all work in this truck. It's good to see now. I was trying to figure out if they are working. Should be fine now. Can't see if the backlights are on now. That should be fine. It's testing the headlights. Full beam. Over the backlights now. So it's the small lights at the front there, they're sort of dip beams or something. We'll go right. I should have seen camera here somewhere. It's gotta be. That's there, speed camera on that side. Yeah, it seems alright actually. It's probably just all the lights seems to be working on this truck. All the lights are working on this truck, thankfully, I think, so should be good. Good for lights. Used to stay right now. Could have done that in the one set as well. If my headlights before going on the road. So we'll be hitting the autobahn very soon now. So what should I talk about today? What am I going to talk about actually? So I mentioned about this game. First I mentioned trucks. I mentioned about truck models in the last video. I remember saying about Scania. I mean MEM with the V8s and the V10s. This is quite cool that they did all that. Let's go inside. I'll say that again. MEM had I was talking about MEM and they had like V8s and V10s and this sort of older serious trucks and that, like more powerful trucks than this, of course. I mean, they don't do that anymore now, I don't think. I actually don't know if I don't know if MEM still making V10s or V8s anymore now. I mean, I was actually going to say, and before the TGX was introduced, it was a TGA. It was the other cab. It was before the TGX. So probably that's another truck called the TGA, which is the previous generation before the TGX. That was the one I was actually thinking. It was like the older frontage on that one. So if you've seen that one, then that's probably the one with the V10 in it actually. Oh, I guess it's the F2000 actually. Thinking of that one, that's before the TGX, and the F2000 looks like quite a cool MEM truck as well. I mean, so it's quite an old one now. Probably it's from like the 90s, I guess. Mid 90s to the sort of early 2000s, I guess. It was a cool looking truck before the TGX the TGA was introduced, I guess. That was the one with the EIF badges on it as well. I had that one, it's a TGA. I was researching it the other day, so I was thinking what that was as well, and it wasn't a TGX as the model was saying before it was a TGA. This is the older style TGX, I guess. It's still the same cab pretty much, but it's the older frontage, older grille on the front, so it looks kind of like the older MEM type, I guess. And then you got the F2000, which is the previous one before that as well. It's back in the sort of early 2000s, late 90s, they had V10 engine, I think, on the powerful ones. It's pretty cool actually how they went for V10 engines, big engines back in the days. That was like their flat set engine was a V10 back in these days, and then they went for V8s when the GDX was introduced. They went for a V8 engine, and then it seems like they're not doing that anymore. It seems like it's just England 6 engines. They're just stuck with sort of basic but more powerful engines, I guess. Standalone engines like inline 6 engines rather than big beefy engines that you had back in the days, like the V10, which was a powerful truck. Powerful engine, I guess. It was powerful. Of course, more powerful than this one definitely. I think it had like 600 odd horsepower. It was like these cars had a shunt near that that shifting van looked like it just stopped on the road and then it accelerated again when it just spawned in or something, That's like a bit strange. So it was like when that spawned in, I guess it just stopped and then it accelerated again, and the truck, then the coach was trying to push itself up as well, so yeah. That was a bit strange. The AI seems to be a bit weird sometimes. I saw something on stream as well. There was one of the vans that was on its side. It was not on its side. I was thinking it was flipped on its side, but there's that bug sometimes on the cars are flipped around sometimes when you're driving. There was one of the shifting vans was on the autobahn, and it was facing towards the central elevation, so it was sitting it was pretty much classed into elevation, but not actually able to move, so it's just stationary. It spawned in, and it must have spawned in or something a wee angle and then hit the barrier. I remember I was saying something about another shifting van that was in a while ago, a few videos back. I was saying there was something like a shifting van that was all did a wee sort of wee drift there or something, that was skidding or something. I don't know if I saw that. And I remember the AI traffic was weaving sometimes as well. I remember that all that was a thing as well. All the cars were doing that wee sort of weaving thing every time you go past. That's never happened actually, and I've not seen that in the last few patches. It seems like they removed the wee weaving, the wee shuffle thing that they were doing. Like the F1 thing as well, like they were warming up their tyres, that's what it looked like. It's quite a cool thing actually, but they've taken that off now, I think. Maybe it'll come back again, you never know. I've not seen it. Of course that was the previous patch, that was the 2 patches ago, that was patch 1.03. That was the one then, it was quite a bad patch, I guess, that one. I think that might have been the worst one, I guess, I was playing on, because the game used to crash a lot on that one as well. And I've not encountered any crashes so far. It's quite surprising because the game used to just used to crash quite badly in the old patches, and that it was quite bad. It was bad at crashing. It was crashing a lot on patch 0.13. I got up to whoa. Shit, that's what I mean about sometimes that happens and the traffic just instantly stops and you want to peel into the way and the stop instantly stop like that. That's happened a few times. Like the thinking you stop behind when you're in front of you, the instantly stop when you change lanes right behind you, and that it's a bit strange. Instantly stop like that. So that's something that's a bit bizarre. I mean, that's happened a few times off stream, and that it's in case they stop like that. So yeah. So about 218 kilometers away now to our destination. It's good that they got the actual mileage, the kilometers, distance. Is still a bit of a distance away. Like it's good they're implementing something like that. Just small things. Hopefully we'll get something major with the editor as well, with the designer thing coming soon. And I remember I was saying in the last video, I was saying about the pros and cons about both games, because Truckdriver was pros was better graphics, because the graphics in this game are still pretty outdated, I guess. and pretty outdated. They say like PS3 graphics. And pretty low poly count as well. Poly count must be really bad in this as well. They must have lowered the polygons in this game surely to make it run properly. But it seems like they've lowered it quite badly. Feels like this isn't a PS4 game we're playing. It feels like it's a PS3 game, or maybe like an earlier PS3 game. Maybe not like a later one, because I mean, those PS3 games obviously probably was similar to PS2 games, I guess, when they left off, when the PS3 first came out. The games that came out probably were kind of similar to PS2 games, and then eventually they showed their graphical power. And I guess in the PS4 probably had similar games to start off with PS3 sort of type games, and then improved, because we're kind of near the life of the PS4 now, and the PS4 is kind of on its way, well, not on its way out of course, but I mean, it's, as a console, it's done pretty well to a lot of gamers out there. It's a good console. I mean, of course you don't get any backward compatibility with that console, of course. That's the only other thing, of course. It's just a sort of only one sort of Sony titles only, so just PS4 games only. And of course PS3 had that option to get backward compatibility with PS2 and PS1 games. That was just amazing when that probably came out. That was like the future of gaming, I guess, probably when that first came out. But yeah, the PSP is a bit kind of a bit obsolete now. It's getting a bit obsolete. Of course, they had closing their servers down, weren't they, or something like that. They were closing up their servers, like the stores, the PSN stores. They were meant to be closing them on their console sometime in the next few months, I guess. That's what I heard. So you can't really buy any new games or any of that after that's finished. The console's pretty much obsolete after that. So pretty much taking the store away, I guess. I've not seen very much about it. Maybe they've stopped that, maybe because they knew it was a bad thing to do. The legacy games will be pretty much no more. There's a bad reputation for them to do that. And it's the same for like their Vita store as well. They might be closing that down at some point along about the same time as the PSN store, the PlayStation store, and that. It was just case to that. The Vita, or the PSP Vita, that's going to be pretty much obsolete completely, I guess, because you're not going to be able to get any games in a Vita. You might get the odd few games, but you're not going to get very much for it. Vita's kind of obsolete now anyway. I don't see many people playing PSP Vitas and PSPs anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. So it's kind of like this. It's kind of before the smartphones were introduced. I guess it was a good portable gaming. And now you got the Nintendo Switch now is the sort of king of portable consoles now. Like that's probably more popular than the DS now. Like Nintendo comes out as something really big. Like the Wii was massive, the DS was massive when it came out, and then the Switch is for the biggest. It's probably the sort of current console now. Like, I mean, the sort of replacement for the DS. I guess they discontinued the DSs now, and when the Switch came out, the Nintendo DSs were probably discontinued. They were massive back in the mid 2000s when they came out. DSs. I actually bought one. Managed to get one back in these days. I got a DS, and then I've got a DS Lite as well, which is the sort of revamped model from the. I think it's a sort of revamped model from the model before the original DS. That was pretty bulky, and then you see it all. It looks a bit more like a Game Boy Advance, I guess, with two screens on it. And then if you look at the DS Lite, it's a bit more like a Wii and a Nintendo Wii a little bit, because it's all white, and yeah, everything was so ahead of it. It made it a bit more modern. I thought the old DS, the OG DS, the original DS, stuff like that looked so outdated when you've seen that, and you can see how much when the DS Lite came out the year after that was a whole step up, I guess. just nice and compact as well. And the original DS was just so bulky, and that it just looked really heavy, and so it's like a laptop more like you're carrying in a mobile phone. And I think the DS Lite was just nice and compact. Even the ping shuts properly as well. You're not got like really awkward gaps. In the original DS it looked like it was a bit awkward looking, just really bulky when you have it all shut, and that it doesn't like have, you don't have like matching lines on it when you open and shut it. It's always one bit is bigger than the other bit, I guess, and it just looked a bit, didn't look right. So maybe that was the case. The design that was like the year after, I guess, Nintendo came out with the Lite DS. It was just cool. That's the one I had. I guess it was a better DS, general, better hardware, better battery life, I guess. I mean, it's been a very long time since I last played a DS, and I don't know if I'll ever play one again. I mean, they're pretty obsolete now, I guess, in a way. I mean, not as obsolete as you think, I guess, but I mean, as soon as you see an obsolete, I should say that in about 20 years, 10 years time or something, when they're completely pretty much completely just phased off pretty much. I'm guessing they stopped the production of the DS's, I guess. I've not really kept up to date. It's been a long time since I last played a Nintendo DS. So let's get some fuel, I guess. That's why we're here. Right, so top up a tank. Since I didn't do it in Numberg, I'll do it here. We've got a 1200 litre tank in this one as well. I think the Scania has the same as well. I mean, this one does. So yeah, we're done. We're nice and splendid. Very quiet anyway to be an autovan. So that's like, yeah, it sounds like you're in the middle of the desert or something, that you're hearing all this background noise, sort of pretty much nature. Birds, you hear birds, and you can hear, sounds like you're hearing like flies or something. Sounds like you're in the outback or something, like all that sort of noise that you hear is a bit, it needs to be sorted out, I guess, in this game eventually. So yeah, maybe they will eventually. So we're pretty much doing a gaming conversation now. This is what it's about. So this comes up now. This is what it's about. And yeah, and I think when everyone gets their PS5 now, and well, I'll hopefully eventually get one. It's going to be a long time until I get one. That's the thing. I'll be waiting then until God knows, next year maybe. We've not really got any decent PS5 games out at the moment, because you've still got span. Yeah, you've still got cross-gen games out at the moment now. This is the sort of thing that you get. You sort of get cross-gen games out for a couple of years, and then native PS5 games will probably come out sometime next year, I reckon, most of them. Because you're just stuck with PS4 and 5 games. There's the case that you're still going to get a game coming out of PS4 still, and you're still going to get a PS5 upgrade, I guess. So you're not really going to get very much graphical power from a PS5 title, because if it plays on the PS4, it's not going to be any. It's not really going to be any different, I don't think. I don't know what the difference would be. Just a little bit, maybe ray tracing is the sort of thing on PS5. So you'll get ray tracing with fractions, which is quite cool. I'm guessing that's the modern thing now about games, is ray tracing now. Because that'll probably take off in a lot of games. You get lots of nice reflections of proper reflections rather than sort of fake ones that you see in some of these games, of course. I mean, like old games, the sort of reflections that they just put in. So you're just going to get like ray tracing will be quite good. So eventually PS5, I think they'll show its true colours eventually. I'll actually have a decent showing. I'll have decent titles and so on. I'll have lots of games to actually look forward to, rather than waiting on actual games. Because you're just still getting your sort of cross-gen games at the moment of this generation going along at the moment. It's still install PS4 and 5 games, and I don't think PS5 game, native PS5 games will be out properly at the moment until next year, I reckon. You might get something eventually, but I don't know when that'll be. It's going really fast now. You get in front of that brutal truck again, once again. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens then. I'm hoping PS5 will be a really good console. I just hope we don't bring out some really really half-finished games like Cyberpunk again. Cyberpunk was obviously pretty bad in a way. It was a massive letdown, I guess. It was a completely waste of time, I guess, them releasing that game back in last year. Of course, and that was only a PS4 game. That wasn't meant to be coming on PS5 in the onset. But this was like 8 years ago, and before the PS4 was even out, this game was in development. Well, maybe not in development, but it was starting to get, what I'm guessing it's pre-development stuff. It was coming to PS4, but then you look at it now, it's all stuttering, I guess. Probably like this game, in this game away, if I'm playing Cyberpunk, this game, it'll be like just like On the Road. You've got all the stuttering and bugs and spawn gritsies bugs and that as well. It's, yeah, I mean, it's just a bad game, like, and I think loads of game developers are going to have more, they're going to be working a lot more, actually be working on games a lot more rather than releasing them soon. So there might be, they'll be not wanting to release their games like Cyberpunk now. There's a lot of developers have probably learned that now, that it's a bad, that's what you do when you release a game in an unfinished state. You just make a mess of yourself. And I guess obviously they hyped that game up quite a lot as well back in the days, back when it was coming out. All that marketing stuff, all that marketing shit that they spent all that money on, I guess, was all the hype that they're getting everybody hyped for it, and yeah, spent loads of money on the marketing in that game. And then and when it comes out, the game was just a completely total mess. And yeah, it's a pity now that no one talks about the game anymore. Like, it's how much forgotten it is now. It's like this game's it's not like it's going to be a AAA game as much now. It's like this game, probably so many people would only play this game. And then of course Cyberpunk is going to be, the player counts are probably not going to be any better than On the Road. I mean, not necessarily saying that, but I'm sure there'll be loads of people saying Cyberpunk, of course, and spent all that. Some of them will probably not be funded that. I'm guessing some people I want to give it hope, I guess. They want to try and see what happens. So they might give the game some what's the word? And just hold back from don't hold my breath, I guess, thing. And but yeah, maybe what's the word? I can't even think what the word is again, but it'll come to mind eventually. But yeah, but if the Cyberpunk want to win themselves back again, then they're going to have to be working on that game for at least a year. It's going to take them ages. And yeah, I think it's too little too late now to a lot of these gamers now have played that game. They've moved on from it now. So yeah, I think just waiting on some other great games coming out. And I'm looking forward to getting, if I'm going to get a PS5, I would get Gran Turismo 7. I can't pronounce it properly, sorry. Gran Turismo 7 coming out, and when that comes out, maybe sometime next year. Well, it's on like down 29 kilometers an hour. Pretty insane. This is about the one that went up yesterday, actually, on the last video. But yeah, when Gran Turismo 7 comes out next year, I'm hopefully going to get that game, maybe a PS5, maybe that then as well. It seems like nowadays that some of these games are getting PS5 upgrades now, so you're getting some PS5 upgrades. like Tony Hawk's is even getting a PS5 upgrade as well. Pro Skater 1 and 2, and they're getting a PS5 upgrade as well. That's the thing as well, they're going to try and make a bit of money for that as well. Just do sort of PS5 upgrades. They should do that with, they've probably got they've also got that with Watch Dogs as well, and Assassin's Creed and that. They've got PS5 releases as well. PS5 upgrades, I guess. I don't know if you want to call it upgrades or PS5 versions, or I don't know. I know it's PS5 upgrades. If you probably got a PS4 game, if you own a PS4 game, it's a free upgrade, I guess. I don't even know how that actually works. Actually, I've never actually tried it. I think it's the case you put your game in or something, and then it maybe tells you if you want to upgrade to the PS5 version. I don't know actually. It's good to find out actually what will happen when and stuff. It'll be good to find out about that. Oh, I think I went in front of a car there. I didn't even see that car. I thought it was still. I thought I had a clear lane there. My bad. I need to get back on the lane after this car. I'll try and not go too soon in case he ends up braking instantly. Yeah, so that's the thing now as well. And it seems like the PS5s, and yeah, the PS5 is going to be a lot. I think it's going to be a bit of a slow burner of a console, because I think loads of gamers are getting their hands on that console quite a lot, and the production's been quite slow on that console. The demand of the console has been too high, and the production's been too slow for it. So that's the thing. That's why it's been quite a slow console off the Mac as well, of course. And of course, you know, like obviously what's the thing that's going on in the world at the moment as well. It's probably causing it all to be a bit slow as well. So maybe all that as well. I mean, of course, it's all production on. Of course, it's all robot. Why am I saying? What am I saying? It seems like robots that do all that sort of stuff as well, computer stuff. It just seems like they would get on with it if there are any problems. But it's just maybe like when other things come along, it's always a problem. I'm slowing right then again. It's a bit of a steep hill anyway. And get through in a reset. Let's get through. Yeah, it was stuttering a wee bit there actually when I was saying that. So the game was stuttering, and yeah, again, that's the stutters that happen then again. At least it's not crashed. That's the better thing. If it stutters and it's liable to crash, maybe. I think that's what caused the game to crash with Impacts 1.03. So yeah, if it doesn't stutter, if it's stuttering, then it's not likely to crash. Hopefully not. I don't know actually. But yeah, let's go back. Yeah, the demand of PS4 5 has been insane. Everyone seems to be buying PS5s a lot more than PS4s as well. And yeah, I don't know when the PS4 came out in November 2013, I think, didn't it? Yeah, something like that. 2013. It was the end of 2013. So it was actually obviously before Christmas. And yeah, of course, then PS5 came out around about the same time as well. Pretty much the same time, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty much saying like the holidays coming up as well. The holiday season, like the Christmas and that, and the holidays coming up as well. This is the band of the PlayStation PS5 and that. It would have been quite insane during those times, during that time as well, during the time back then, the holiday season and that. And also everyone would be buying their PS5s instantly there probably during that time. So, and yeah, I mean the PS5. So the PS5 is still a perfect console. I don't know how well it's going to do, but I'm sure it's going to be a hopefully a good console when I get my hands on one, and hopefully it is going to do really good. Because I know PS4, PS4 has been a great console, and PS4 has always been a good console. I think I've had the PS4 for about 6-7 years now. No, maybe about 6 years. I didn't get a PS4 during the launch time. Obviously, I got I think I got mine about 20. When did I get mine? don't know, 2015 I guess. Maybe, I don't know. I think actually got it as a birthday present actually. I don't remember. Maybe it was Christmas, but it was definitely after the launch. Obviously it was a couple of years after the launch day of the PS4, of course. Because then I wouldn't got one. So probably by that time it would have been the case that it was obviously everyone had them, and it was like it wasn't outselling as much as it was before. So yeah, so here we are. We're here already. It just feels like a lot shorter than you think, because I've been talking so much. This is what you do when you want to speak. This is what you want to do when you speak. Your journey goes very fast. So you're talking and chatting away, and your journey you're almost at your destination without knowing about it. So it's quite intense actually. I've not got any sweet spot here that I can. Oh damn! I just hit the side of the truck there. I'm doing this completely wrong. So yeah, the PS4 was quite a popular console as well. It was a big console. Obviously, I think they had some great games in the PS4 as well. Well, I don't know what this. I remember watching E3 2013, I guess. Was it E3 2013 when they were announcing the PS4, and they showed us the PS4? I suppose there's the PS4 in person for the first time. It was showing on E3 2013. I can't even open this fucking door. Yeah, it was showing on I think it's E3 2013. And they had the PS4 showing. No damage at all. Completely free of damage this time as well. That's really cool. I didn't even realise that. I thought I hit something there actually, but it didn't even cause me any damage. It was probably a light hit or something there. So yeah, we're here then. So I don't know if I'll drive my truck a bit further up somewhere. Might as well. Let's try and find a wee place that we can pack up and finish up the video, I guess. I don't know where I'm going to go. Don't know actually. Let's go this way. Should be alright. I hope there's no cars coming that side. It should give enough time for me to pull out. Actually, the trucks don't pull out very fast. That's the thing. So yeah, it was quite cool seeing that actually. That video was like 8 years ago now, apparently, when that was actually first done. Just really surprising how quick time goes. So it was like 8 years ago. Just amazing how old PS4 is now. 8 years old. Well, nearly 8 years old, because it's obviously will be 8 years old at the end of this year, I guess. Wow, that's just insane. Just imagine this will be 10 years old, this console. I just feel like yesterday when the PS4 was launched, and now it's an old console. And it's like the PS2 probably. I mean, that was obviously a popular console back in the day as well. So yeah, I mean, you got so many popular consoles. I mean, I don't even know what let's have a look at the map actually. We should be perfect. Let's go to the truck service and we'll pack ourselves up there. So we'll do that and then we'll call the video a day. So yeah, that's whoa. And you just why the traffic just stops in the middle of the junction like that and it accelerates again. Yeah, yeah, 8 years old. Of course, I should say else that PS4 also did have a sort of midlife upgrade as well, like the PS4 Pro. Of course, that's where the console I'm actually playing this game actually. If you might have seen that, so you probably see in the video the Switch, and the title of the video you'll see it's on a PS4 Pro, so you probably know I'm playing on a Pro rather than a standard. But yeah, the Pro was probably not any powerful in the standard anyway. Like, it's just a wee tiny upgrade. It was supposed to be, I think it was meant to be PS4 4.5 originally, and then it came out as a Pro. And I think it was announced as PS4 4.5, and then eventually it was called Pro instead of instead of 4.5. So maybe that was a better way. Because because I don't know what they would say about PS4. 4.5 would be just a weird title, I guess. But yeah, the Pro console, yeah, that's very good actually. I think the PS4 Pro is the one that has 4K resolution, and I think it's a slightly more powerful CPU in it as well. But not by much. It's probably a tiny bit powerful, because obviously you can see this game still runs quite laggy at some points. But I did have a standard PS4 apparently before I got the Pro, so I was playing on a standalone console. And then I can't remember when I got a Pro console. I've had the Pro console for about 3 years now, I think. Maybe 4 years. No, 3 years, I think. I didn't get my Pro console on the day that it launched. I think I got that like a year after. So I think I got that in 2017. I think I got it in 2017, the end of 2017, or maybe the start of 2018. I don't know actually. When did I get the Pro? But yeah, I mean, however I got it, I think I got it at the end of 2017 to the start of 2018. It was sometime like that as well. And yeah, the Pro console, yeah, if you have, I think most of you will be playing on Pro, I think, maybe. I'm guessing some of you are playing standard. I mean, Pro console is obviously a bit more powerful than the standalone console, but not by much. And then Xbox also did the same as well. They did a Xbox One S, and the standalone Xbox as well. Even that's less powerful than the standard PS4. The Xbox One is actually less powerful than the PS4. So if you see this game, you see that the Xbox version of this game is actually lowered down a bit as well, because of the performance in the standard console. So that's even worse than this one. So yeah, it's kind of yeah. I mean, just when we get the PS5 eventually, this game, they've got PS5 upgrade of this game as well, and yeah, it's kind of like the PC version of it. So you've got like more reflections of the sides of the truck. And this is all just matted very much. You just look at the trucks a wee bit, they look like matted Lego bricks a little bit. All the wheels, I think the wheels look quite bad. Like the colours of the wheels, they look like Lego or something, like the colours, like that sort of grey plasticky colour. It's not like it's really sort of reflected of that, like in most games. So yeah, the Xbox as well, they've got the same, they're kind of similar as well, because the Xbox One X was more powerful than the PS4 Pro. It's a wee bit more powerful than the PS4 Pro. But that doesn't even come with an SSD. I mean, if you look at the PS5, that's on an SSD. Both of them, the new Xbox One Series X, they've got SSDs now, which is not even a hard, it's just a solid state hard drive. It's just like a big memory stick, pretty much, in your console now. A big massive memory, like a memory stick. So it just uses like memory instead of a spinning disc that you have on HDDs and that, which is what this the PS4s, the PS4s have HDDs. They don't have SSDs, I don't think. No, they don't have SSDs, PS4s. And so when you get a PS5, it will have an SSD, and then you won't even hear any noises either. The hard drive spinning up every time as well, so it'll be quieter as well, that less moving parts as well. And yeah, that's the thing as well, like just it's better, it's past the loading times as well. It's of course the same as your phone as well. When you have a smartphone, you've got like a big storage in it as well. You've got like 100 gigabits stored, 120 gigabits stored in some of these phones. It's like an SSD in your phone, so you actually having a sort of small SSD in your phone as well. It's exactly the same thing as what a console has as well. It's the same thing. I mean the PS5, the Xbox Series X, not the PS4 or Pro, that they don't have SSDs. I'm quite surprised that the Xbox One X didn't have an SSD, and so that's a HDD. So it is. I'm quite surprised they never came out an SSD on that one, because that was maybe because you think that's still like the one Xbox One X. You think that's a really powerful console now, and the Xbox One X is kind of forgotten about now, and it's getting a bit more sweet. That even came out a couple of years after the PS4 Pro came out as well. I think, in fact, that came out a year after the PS4 Pro came out, and then of course that came out for a few years, because obviously the Xbox and Series X came out exactly the same time as the PS4, round about PS5, so why am I saying that? So yeah, about the same time. So yeah, I've just been talking about consoles now. This has been a bit of another trucking series now. Talking about gaming now. Just had so much. I was just wondering what we'll be looking at gaming in 10 years time. Hopefully we'll get some really good games on PS. We'll have a PS6 in 10 years time, no doubt. I don't even know why I'm saying that. I hope we get some decent games on PS5, because a lot of the games that you're seeing, and there was lots in, I think, was State of Play, and I wasn't really impressed with that. And lots of the games were showing all kind of like the standalone PS4 games, or even worse, just like really sort of or not really showing the graphical power of a PS5. They look some of the games kind of look shit in that as well, to be honest. So I wouldn't really think about getting any of these games. I wasn't really hyped for it either. So if I maybe saying when E3 comes in next month, actually, I reckon I might show you some AAA game stuff, because I mean that's been a lot of the AAA stuff has been quiet for a long time. I hope they do something, because I mean you need to get some decent stuff out for that console, because I mean the console's just been slow at the moment with games. I mean it's obviously been launched, but there's never been any good games for it. And I think you got with I don't know the game that came out with Eternal, I think it's called. Might have been the last PS5 game out. They got Lance and I can't even pronounce it properly. Lance and Clank coming out as well. Of course, I don't know what else. It's not even any games you can think of coming out of PS5. That's how quiet is games on that console. It's not very busy. It's not a busy game console at the moment, but yeah, that's the thing. We'll be waiting a while anyway. But yeah, I'm actually going to call this one a day for you guys, but I hope you enjoyed my gaming chat today, console chat. Hopefully I'll get a PS5 eventually at some point, and I'll play this game on PS5. Hopefully get the PS5 upgrade as well, should be better, hopefully soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to give this a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And it's good that I'm getting lots of views at my videos at the moment as well, so thank you very much for keeping in touch with these, and just keep watching them, and I would appreciate that as well. So hopefully you can do that. Hopefully you can share this out in the socials as well, social media. I don't mind you, please do. I'm totally happy for you guys to do that as well, so yeah, please do. And I'll have my gigs playlist, and I'll have on the road playlist on either side. And then if you want to sub to my channel, the top right there, you can see my face there as well. Of course, just subscribe that way as well, of course, if you want to do that. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, and so bye for now.